The various classes of diesel multiple units comprising the Wessex trains fleet are all fitted with the BS automatic coupler manufactured by Wessex industry. In this short program, we'll look at the normal procedures for coupling and uncoupling units, as well as some emergency. Let's begin by looking at the BS coupler in detail. At the top is the air conditioning block. In the center of this block is a single main reservoir air with rubber. In the center of the head, and to its right, the gatherer. When two couplers are engaged, it sprung-loaded coupler pin springs them here and in the opposite coupler and locks them together. The coupler pins are normally unlocked pneumatically by a piston in the coupler head. Air pressure is applied to this piston via an electronic valve when the uncoupled. However, the coupler can be manually locked by pulling the lever here at the left side of the coupler. We'll look at how to do this. At the bottom is the electrical block with its cover, under which are 3 electrical connecting pins, and 3 fixed and 3 sprung-loaded. At each side of the coupler there are horizontal tommies for retracting the block. They must be seated in the rubber. When making an attachment to another unit, stop 50 feet short and check that there is non-multi label displayed. If there is, it means you may be required to couple for technical reasons. However, in this case, get technical advice from If all is well, draw up and stop 2 feet short. Now leave the driving position and check both couplers. You may be able to do this from the open gangway door. But if it's safe to do so, it's better to get down to a level. Check that both electrical block covers are fully closed, show sign of damage, and that the blocks are no level with each other. Check that the levers are in the normal position. Check that both couplers are central with each other, both vertically and horizontally. Now return to the driving cab and ensure that all external doors are. Draw up and make gentle contact with the other unit, applying the brakes as soon as contact is. Take power as necessary in neutral to carry out the pull-away. This will ensure that the couplers have locked together mechanically. Move the direction selector to the reverse position and press the couple button on the driving desk for a minimum of 5 seconds. Open the intermediate gangway door if there is. Go into the opposite cab and check that you have the same step 2 reading on the brake cylinder gauge there. Now you can return to your cab. Shut down headlights, markers and cab lights. If you're attaching in a station platform, there'll be another driver present. He or she should assist in checking the alignment and condition of the coupler. If the units pull apart when you carry out the pull-away, check the couplers and electrical blocks, making sure they are aligned before you try again. Make sure that both uncoupled levers are fully home. If the units still won't couple mechanically, try again. Forget that standing on a curve can cause coupling problems. Try repositioning the units. Of course, you may need the signaler's permission. Finally, if all else fails, consider running one unit round. If the units couple mechanically, the pull-away test is satisfactory, but the electrical fails, you won't be able to release or apply the brakes on the other unit. Begin by checking the alignment of the electrical blocks. Are the covers there? Can you see daylight? If the electrical connection blocks are correctly connected, you'll have to try coupling from the opposite cab. If it still won't work, have a look at your fault under brake applies or release. You may have an electrical fault. Again, if all else fails, consider running one of the units round. When detaching from another unit, begin by ensuring that all external doors are closed. Then move the brake controller to step 3 and ensure that the main reservoir gauge is reading at least 6. Now make sure that the direction selector is in the neutral, then press the uncouple button for at least 5 seconds. Move the unit back no more than 2 feet. Finally, check that the uncouple levers have returned to the normal position. Set the head or tail lights on each unit as appropriate. This is imperative. If the units fail to park, you'll need to ease up to reduce tension. Place the brake controller in step 1, the direction selector in the forward power, then release the brake. You should feel the unit pushed. Now move the brake controller back to step 1, press the uncouple button again for 5 seconds, and move the unit apart, and move. If you're required to couple to a unit which has a known electrical fault, it'll be necessary to place both of the electrical blocks in the retracted position. To do this, it's necessary to unclip the two Tommy, one on each side of the coupler, pull them down towards you until they are vertical. Trap your fingers or thumb, particularly on the right. Once the electrical connection block is retracted, the units can be coupled mechanically without the danger that the electrical fault the good be passed to the good unit. When coupling be passed to without has taken place, you should be able to see daylight. Press the couple button. In this condition, your train may only run at a maximum of 5 miles to clear the main line. When you need to uncouple the defective unit, you'll have to use the emergency uncoupling rod. Because both electrical connection blocks are in the retracted position, both uncoupling levers are obstructed by the vertical Tommy. The solution to this problem is to reset. If your train requires assistance from a locomotive, a special locomotive will be required. These adapters are not carried on our unit. In the final part of this program, we'll look at some of the coupler defects. These are the most likely causes of problems. As we saw earlier, the air connection has a rubber. If this seal is damaged, or a leak will occur if you couple. If any part of the coupler head or coupler pin mechanism is damaged, couplers may part in service. If the electrical block cover is damaged or fails to close or has a defect, electrical defects may occur on the train. If the electrical block itself is damaged, misaligned or partially retracted, it'll be impossible to achieve a proper attachment of two units. Finally, in snow or severe snow conditions, Wessex Control will issue an adverse warning. Drivers at remote locations must make sure that exposed couplers are protected. This program is intended to highlight the various coupling and uncoupling procedures for Wessex trains. For more detailed information, you should consult the written publications or seek the advice of your manager driver. No